Okay guys, so we're going to start with with Bead, our final character. This should be really interesting. I've actually been a little bit surprised by how things have turned out with this game. I expected that Aaron would be like the best character, at least from my initial impressions of them. But it turns out that so far Diane has just blown Aaron out of the water, and even Jetta has proven to be superior. So far Diane is at the top of the heap in my opinion. I've been writing about them and actually came up with a little rating system. And we'll see how Bead does. This should be interesting. I'm really not sure what to expect. I did use him a little bit, but I just don't see him being better than Diane. He could be a competitor with Jetta, maybe. We'll see. He might be worse than Aaron, who knows. I'm rating these characters on a 5-point scale, with 1 being terrible and 5 being great. And so far Aaron's at, I think, 3, Jetta's at 4, and Diane got a 4.3. It's an average of various things. So far his weapon is pretty awesome, actually. Alright, well, he took the Red Warrior out without much trouble. I actually should have rolled the recording while fighting him, but whatever. We'll see what happens to his weapon after he upgrades it. Oh, that's certainly better. So far, his weapon's not really fast as far as rate of fire goes, as you can see, but it does pack a punch, and that's a good thing. I tend to skip this area when doing the highlights, but I thought, why not do it this time? I do skip it because it's kind of difficult, really. Those anemone things are quite dangerous when you're alone. Depending on the character you are. Diane had little problem, and Bead's having no problem at all. We can also check out his magic very soon. Maybe I'll use some of it on the boss. Maybe on the next boss. It's good to save it up. Never a bad idea to save those magic crystals early on, at least. They tend to be rare. And we'll go pick a follower and see how he does with her. Or him. I don't know who I'm going to take. I've taken them all. I actually need to check the spelling of Kadega's name for the sake of my guide. So, maybe we'll go with them. We can hear their tired old spiel as we talk to them and read it. I'm very curious to see what kind of incarnations this weapon takes later on in the game. Okay, well. Okay, so it's... yeah, I spelled that wrong. We'll take him along with us. I'll make these clips a little bit longer for this episode because it is going to be the last episode of this series. I'm kind of, in some ways, happy to see this game go. And playing through it with 4 characters was a lot. There's not a whole lot of extra stuff in it, really, that you can explore. It would have been nice if there were alternate paths or secret levels or something like that to keep it fresh. But alas, there wasn't, and of course we use that right off the bat, even though I didn't want it. The game asks when if you want certain items, it will ask you, but it doesn't ask you if you want the medicine of regeneration. It's too much like right, huh? So they did a really excellent job at making this guy into the archetypical glass cannon. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of life left, so this battle is going to be interesting. At least we have this guy to contend with here. Oh no, he's gonna kill us. Not gonna let that happen. Huh. Oh, that went well. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of items. But I guess we'll just push onward. I'd like to check out the level 3 spell now for Jetta. Or Bead. Why do I keep calling him Jetta? His name's Bead. He doesn't even look like Jetta. Anyway. Let's see what it does. Oh. Well, that was a little underwhelming. So now we'll fight Yodi. Of course, we know Yodi goes on and on about all this stuff, kills some guy, and he likes to talk. Okay, so, yeah, remember that spell I laughed at about 5 minutes ago? He just used it to one-shot Yodi. Oh man. I can't even... That's ridiculous. Well, yeah, I guess if you want to use Bead well, you select level 3 magic, walk up to a boss right in its face and cast the spell, and then you win. The sheer destructive force of this guy is almost comical. He does have some issues, he's not perfect. But he just plows through everything. It's kind of ridiculous. Really, we'll see what he does to these guys. This should be good. If he can get in the room, that is. No, no. I know your tricks. They actually were able to absorb a little bit of damage from him. I'm a little bit surprised. But, yeah. Pretty badass. Alright, so let's try this spell on this boss. Well, it took a couple casts, but worked. I think it was a little more dramatic with Yodi, though. And now our weapon's all maxed out. Let's see what it does. That's nice. Still a slow rate of fire, though. I'm sure you all remember this guy. And let's destroy him. Wow, he really survived a long time, actually. Thought we'd eliminate him really quickly. Alright, so this is Genobon, of course. And we're going to try level 4 magic on him. 2 casts of level 4 ended that fight. And I suspect the fact that Genobon can block damage with his wings might have had something to do with the fight taking as long as it did. Let's get the blue gem. We really need some health. There we go, well that's a lot better. Okay, I guess maybe we can do a further demonstration of Bead's power. I'm just gonna use this because I hate these spiders. And Bead can just, like, plow through them like they're nothing. I thought Diane's weapon was ridiculous, but he just takes it to a whole new level. Now we have these worms. These guys are a pain since they tend to submerge and resurface. I actually have to heal. I think it was in the Diane video where they kind of bugged out. That was rather strange. These guys make me really nervous. You can never tell exactly what they're going to do. And now we have to go fight Kadega. Poor guy. And there we go. Yeah, we know you want your companion revenged. Yeah, I'll revenge your companion. There we go. Oh, we win. And now we'll go fight Scythe. We'll see what level 3 magic does to him. Or was it level 4? I think it's level 4. Oh man, this guy goes on and on. Well, he was able to absorb a good bit of that. I have to give him some credit there. But we win. And we'll take the last life power up. Actually, that's not the last. I think we get one more. So now he has some survivability. So I plowed through Act 7, I think it is. Yeah. There was not really anything about it worth recording, so I already saw a lot of it before anyway. So I thought I'd just record the run through this place to get to Castamira. Like I said, I really enjoy this game. Good game. But I'm not going to miss it too much. After playing through it 4 times, man. At least the differences between the characters kept things fresh. I may actually play through it a 5th time because I do want to try to get some footage of the 2-player mode. Here we go, we'll fight Castamira. Oh no! Oh no. Well, I didn't want to do that, whatever that was. And I think I'm silenced. I think that's the problem we have at the moment, which kind of sucks. Because, yeah. So we have to undo this spell, fix the silence, then we're going to have to heal him. And we'll take a look at level 5 magic, why not? Giant dragon. Doesn't do much to her, I guess. Alright, we'll use this next. We'll use this. And there we go, we win, yay! That was the fight against Castamira. I guess the level 5 magic did quite a bit of damage, actually. So he's really powerful. In fact, he's the only guy in the game who can use level 5 magic, so that's something to keep in mind. But interesting run with Bead. I actually did this in one sitting, so maybe it took me 20 or 30 minutes, not counting the extra stuff like getting screenshots for the passwords and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's about it for this game. I guess we can let all this stuff roll, and I'll talk about what I thought about it. I haven't finished writing the review or the guide for it yet, and I was kind of settled around like maybe a B+ or a B for this one. It's not quite a B-. I don't think it'd be that low. It couldn't really quite get up into the A range because it was a little bit short. I don't usually hold that against games too much, but it's something I always keep in mind. Also, there's not a whole lot of secrets or anything. It's a very linear kind of game. It's fun though, and that's where its strength lies. And it has a good graphical style. And the other problem is there's a lot of messed up translation stuff in it. That was common back in the day, probably for a lot of reasons. Japanese isn't easy to translate into English, and I don't know how many people they had available to do that. And at the same time, video games weren't quite the big business they are now, so there was that too. People, they just kind of tried to localize the game and get it out and hope it floated. But anyway, I had some problems, but overall it was a fun game, and it's certainly fallen to the category of a gem, I would say. You like Sega Genesis games, you like kind of like action RPG type deals, this is not a bad game to try. I haven't played it with 2 players though, so that's something I'm kind of missing out on. Some games, just the way they are, they're totally different experience with the second player, and they could be a lot more fun, really, with a friend. So this might be one of those games. It might be like a B game, B plus or B, with 1 player, but you know, maybe 2 players I might say, well, it's more of an A minus. But that is kind of stretching it a little bit. You know, sometimes games are worse if you play them with a friend. It really depends. I actually kind of feel that way. This is a little off topic, but I kind of feel that way about the new Super Mario Brothers games. Like the one on the Wii U, I forgot its name, like Super Mario Brothers 3D or whatever. But playing that with other people is I don't like it. It's a brutal experience. I'm actually better off playing that one alone. There's just something about it. It's too chaotic. But anyway, that's besides the point here. Yeah, so I like this game. There's not a whole lot to say about it, though. It's interesting. It has a nice art style. It's ahead of its time in some ways, because every character has his or her own little niche that they fit in. And I can imagine that comes to play in a 2-player game, especially if they made the enemies a little more durable. And that would be interesting to see and figure out. So thanks so much for watching this Let's Play series. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the new format for it. I just put on highlights. I'm trying to think of the word for it. It kind of escapes me at the moment. It was definitely fun playing through this game, even though I got a little bit tired of it after 4 characters. So there's more coming. I'll have to visit another Sega Genesis game in the near future. There's a lot of great obscure stuff on the Sega Genesis console that gets overlooked. There's usually like a few games that people mention and keep in their memory, you know, like Gunstar Heroes or maybe some of the Sonic games or whatever, Streets of Rage, stuff like that. And then you have things like Arcus Odyssey that people just generally don't remember. So we will be returning to the Sega Genesis in the not so distant future, hopefully. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll be back with more. Until next time, good luck and happy gaming.